Here is what the form handicapping con is really all about. It's about keeping you away from horse racing and away from the racetrack so that you're not coming around slapping together superfecta bets, and trifecta bets, and exacta bets, and pick four bets, and pick three bets, and winning, and even doing win bets, place bets, show bets. The club, the gathering of geniuses, thinks they're the only ones that could possibly comprehend horse racing because it's so complex and complicated. And they're the only ones that can figure out which horse is going to win because they're geniuses. And, they know a lot of math. And, like the fella says here, let me see if I can, oh yeah, only he can dissect the past performances, pedigree data, and getting an initial feel for the fields. You got to be able to do that. And if you can't do that, well, and of course regular people can't do that. But, what regular people have done for decades and decades and decades and decades, up until present more or less, because now regular people are over there in the lottery line figuring they have a chance to win there, and if not, at least they don't have to be constantly barraged with this form handicapping bullshit. So even just to get away from all that crap, it's worth it to go play a losing game, as far as most people figure, because you don't have to listen to this stuff. And as far as the Cigar Mile is concerned, anybody that has a reasonable measure of ability for the horses can very simply look at the chart here, the Ability X Ratings chart, knowing that the ability parameters for the horse race today are found in this top two horses here, number 6, number 1. Number 6 is the simple pick and the fastest early speed horse from the last race and the lowest ability rating at that early speed. So, anybody could figure, hey, that horse might at least hit the board. And then, of course, you've got the big sucker horse, Mendelssohn, who has been put in as the 2-to-1 favorite again, which has been going on all year. A great sucker horse. What the club members want to do is get most people to bet this horse while they're able to bet any other horse. And hey, maybe they can win. And that's what's going on with the experts, handicapping services, touts, club members, geniuses. That's what they're doing. The only way they know how to win is to get you to lose. So, that's what we have. Now, these two up here are the parameters of today's race, the ability parameters. What you want to take note of is the ability ratings for these two, the fastest early speed horses from last race, and then the bottom two, which are the slowest early speed horses from last race. And you see here that number 7, number 2 are that parameter. So those four horses are the parameters of this race today. And, if anybody's paying attention, you might notice you have number 8 here, the eventual winner. at a little higher early speed than these two. These two are tied at 86, 7 and 2. Number 8 and number 2 are the higher two numbers of the three, and a tremendous number for this distance. A fine number, a good ability for this distance. So, where 6 and 1 are lower, they're also much higher on early speed. So, the suggestion might be, and the analysis would be to think about what if number 8 here just gets out of the gate on top. What happens if this horse can just get out of the gate on top today? Are there some horses in here that would be able to pass him by if he gets out on top? Which, might be a strategy to use in today's race, and something to think about. What happens if that is what actually happens, and that thinking and knowledge and that analysis, a very short analysis, knowing what the parameters are for the race, results in a $1 superfecta paying $1,915. And it's basically the top two and the bottom two, at least as far as the ability ratings goes. And we eliminate number 7 and put in number 8 for the 4 horses. Now, I think it cost $24 to box a $1 superfecta. So, that would be a $24 bet, a return of $19.15. I think that would be great ROI. Not a lot of work. You just look at the Ability X ratings, and you know some things from the past with those, and if that's not enough to do some winning, just me telling you that, well, you could look at the second race, which is a previous 8 furlongs dirt, same par, same distance as a Cigar Mile, and what rating wins it? 161.93 early speed. The 161 is the second lowest rating in the bunch overall, and the 93 early speed is much closer to par than the simple pick here, number 5. And although number 5 is close to par on rating, number 9 is down there where you would expect better horses to be, like in the Cigar Mile. But from the second race, previous to the 9th, we can gather from the results of the second race, 161.93, that would be a pretty good setup there. Pretty good situation to be in. And then we'll take a look at the Cigar Mile here, and we see number 8 is 161.88 early speed blast, and that means the horse can do this kind of run at this low early speed, and could probably pick up that early speed about 5 points without a problem. So, all of that put together, and that analysis, after you've worked with Ability X ratings for a little bit, maybe a week or two, an analysis like that could take somebody 30 seconds, and hey, take a look at the horses out there on the track, see that they look sharp and are warming up. Well, hey, that helps, and that also helps to bet horses like this simple pick here at number 6 that ran second and went from 12 to 1 morning line, probably up to about 30, 40 to 1 on the win. or maybe maybe only 25 to 1 for the win. So comes in second and pays 23.80. One of the better pari-mutuel payoffs of the day for second place, uh, and helps to make this superfecta so large. That right there, 23.80. That basically means that handicappers didn't bet the horse much. Uh, and then you've got the pick four to look at. We wouldn't want people coming in to the racetrack if we're the club. The geniuses, only us geniuses comprehend. And if we're those people, we don't want people coming in here and with $2 for God's sake, uh, saying, "Hey, I'll take the slowest horse in this seventh race because it's on the grass. So let me take the slowest horse there, and let me take the simple pick because it's a really low rating and high early speed. 1-to-1 morning line. Let me take that one in the eighth, and let's see here. Let me take number 8 in the Cigar Mile uh, because that's one of the slower horses in the race and exact same rating that won the second race for God's sake. So hey, I'll take that one, and then let me see. I'll take this number 5 in here because it's a really nice low rating and it's down here at the appropriate early speed from last race, right there close to par. Uh, and it is, like the lowest rating that is very close to par early speed. So I'll take that one. Hey, number 5. Let me run up there with the $2 and throw the $2 on there for that pick four, and bada bing, bada boom. There's $1,441 for that $2 pick four. The club doesn't want regular people doing that because they think they're the only geniuses that can win at horse racing, and of course, they're full of shit. So that has been true for probably over a century. And of course, thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you again soon. And thank you very much for listening and considering the actual truth of horse racing. Okay, here we are on Saturday, December 7th, 2019, at the winning the pick 3, 4, and 5 Facebook page. And yeah, we just noticed today that we've got getting up close to 600 likers, 578 likers, and we noticed we got another 24 followers. So there's actually 24 people following the page that apparently don't like it. But anyway, just an example of the kind of hard hitting information that regular folks can get on the subject matter of betting on horse racing and winning that betting. And of course, we got some great videos here on tap for you. Form handicappers know something, yeah, right. That's always a good one. And then how to win the big pick four and focus on ability. That's a little review of I believe, a little bit of track bias mythology in general, and that if you focus on ability, you might do a little better in your betting. And of course, a recent post is the Superfecta pattern profile offer that gets into the Superfecta wager. The horse racing is a great wager, the Superfecta, first four finishers. And recently we've added this ebook is available and features Ability X ratings for Gulfstream Park for December. That's this month, January, February, and March. And in addition to that, we also have, wanted to get this in here. This is going to be released by Christmas for any gift giving you might have in mind for perhaps your horse racing fan or potential winning bettor that you would like to gift with a really great deal on at Christmas time. And that's Winning a Living, the latest ebook from At Home Horse Player. Winning a Living Betting on Horse Racing at $99. And that one features Ability X ratings for Gulfstream Park for January, February, and March. That's 3 months of racing action, prime top shelf racing action, where you can also win a living. And this ebook covers all the ways that you can be a consistent winner by understanding and being able to predict how the horse's ability to run today's race or the ability to run today will impact the results for you today. So that one's just going up, and you can get that right here at the Square Up store, Horse Player At Home Horse Player Square Up store. That URL is right there. So you might want to go over and order that and get that going for the new year of 2020. And be ready and able to do a bunch of winning at horse racing. Thank you very much. This is the Square Up store, and this is the URL for it, and this is the page where you find Ability X ratings. There's that URL again. At Home Horse Player Ability X ratings. Standard monthly, of course, there are some other options available. And you can find those by just clicking on select an option there, and there you'll see you have monthly per track at $29.95, and then you have 1 day at $5, and the 3-day weekender, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the track of your choice for only $6 is what that one is. And oh yeah, that is not going right now. Saratoga and Del Mar Summer Meet Monthly, and that is both of those meetings at that time, July and August. And there's that, and of course today is the day of the Cigar Mile at Aqueduct, and I wanted to get this up here because this will be included with a video from last year, the results of the Cigar Mile, and these are the horses for the Cigar Mile today, December 7th, 2019. So you might want to take a look at that, and maybe you can latch on to a winner in today's race. And this is number 5, Maximum Security, one of the 2-to-1 favorites. And you might notice you have several horses in here right close and around that run rating, Ability X rating for that race. And you actually have one, I believe this is Whitmore, the Ability X rating simple pick, that is actually under the par and way over the early speed. So You might find something there that you might want to consider and get a little bit of a feel for Ability X ratings as you compare that with last year's. And of course, these are all available to you all the time. And Ability X ratings at that URL for ordering. And we thank you for joining us for this episode and hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much. So here we are at the Facebook group, the page for the group, and that's the URL right there. The group is Horse Racing Underground, and it is a public group. And of course, the if anybody cares to read the about or the description here, you can see what the group is about. It is an open group. It's open to everybody and anybody, and in particular, official horse racing folks and media types and handicappers, be they world-renowned wagering men or not, have all been cordially invited over the last several years. But it is an open group, not for chest pounding and bragging on having bet the favorite and it won anyway, but for sharing your actual insights and understanding of horse racing and how you play it. Not about handicapping. If you care to share experiences, ask questions, give answers on making betting decisions and beating the racetrack. Speak your piece, break the silence, for God's sake. And this is what this group is about, and that's the reason it's basically underground, because the official folks of horse racing and people that work for the racetrack in influencing the public in their betting decisions, like John De Silva, he wants to complain, as he does here. He wants to complain about. I mean, this is my complaint against him, but he puts in another complaint that he's not able to comment, that he's blocked at Horse Racing Underground. Not for a minute thinking, hey, maybe in order to comment, I need to join, and here's that button right there, where he can join. But since he can't seem to find it, and just my personal opinion, but he is rather dense. Here's what I'm going to do for John De Silva. I'm going to invite him. This is him right here. There's him, and here's the other guy that he had this picture taken with. I don't know who that guy is, but don't really care anyway. But and we can see that he has 467 followers. So I'm going to invite him right here, right now, on this video, so everyone can see that he has been cordially invited, so that he can comment, on this post, and as it seems like he wanted to do, and even he can comment on Freddie Moreno's post here. And he can comment on a post from Winning the Pick 3, which recommends that you gotta love handicappers. And
Let's see. Form handicappers actually expect to get lucky. That was a good one. There's a video, very informing of regular folks, and that's what it's about. That's what the group is for. Uh, it is hopefully a effort to inform regular folks as to how they may make intelligent betting decisions on horse racing and perhaps play the game themselves. You know, and the way people might be able to do that is by getting themselves a good past performance publication, such as AtHomeHorsePlayer.com, AbilityX ratings, and these are the ratings for Saturday, 12/7, December 7th, this past Saturday at Aqueduct. And of course, down here at the bottom, we have the Cigar Mile. And this is, I posted this chart on the AbilityX ratings page just very shortly before the race, just to be able to post it for, any handicappers that may still, actually want to consider the ability of the horse to run around the track today, which not many handicappers really want to even consider that. And the people that work for racetracks and the people that offer some kind of pick sheet, as it's called, or picks, their picks, the touts, the touts and handicappers generally, they just don't like this at all. So that's the reason I'll throw one out there once in a while, and even before the race, just to just to taunt them a little bit and to show how the ability of the horse to run around the track today is a tremendous impact. Tremendous impact on the results of the race. And so Saturday, shortly before post time, I put up this chart for the Cigar Mile, and John Silva. I mean, he's so dumb. It's like, just you got to laugh. I mean, what can you do? I mean, he actually thinks, after all these years, and many times I have explained to him that these and this AbilityX ratings is a past performance publication. It is to inform you generally with this column what the ability of the horse is to run around the track today, expressed as a number. The run number, the AbilityX rating itself is in this column, and then there is an early speed rating on the horse's last race. And there that is in that column. And of course, you have the post position, you have the morning line, you have a composite rating. If anybody wants to view this column and perhaps compare it to the par for this race in this distance, the Cigar Mile, we put the proper par for a 8 furlong dirt on this race, because it seemed like there would be several horses here that could actually run close to this stakes par. Since it is a grade 1, last year we didn't change the par to a stakes level par, because there really weren't. There were like almost no stakes quality horses in the race last year. Sorry, Mr. Professional Handicapper. But this year, we actually have several that are very close to the actual stakes quality par. So we made the par 190 for this particular race, as I suggest to all users of AbilityX ratings that they might want to consider doing. And, down this composite, that is the run number and the early speed added together for a composite rating of 183. And one might be able to compare that to the par of 190 and see that it is lower than that. And they might want to look at this for hey, where this is the par for a stakes quality race. I mean, this actual composite might really represent a real par for this particular group. So we might want to look at like number 9, which is very low for his Ability X ratings. Of course, 1 is the lowest, and the Ability X rating is simple pick, which only means that it is the fastest early speed horse from the last race and the lowest run rating at that high early speed, which oftentimes and many, many, many times means that this horse is not going to finish well. He's going to burn himself out early, and he just doesn't have enough run really to finish a mile at this sort of early speed. That's what that really means. I mean, for anybody that gets used to really looking at it and consider it and including it in making a betting decision. But John De Silva, he's one of those face value guys, and he's trying to offer that I offered Whitmore. Yeah, this horse is Whitmore. I offered that as my pick for the Cigar Mile, which is ridiculous. I don't make picks, and I'll just reiterate that after these many years of iterating it over and over again for the benefit of slack jaw, thick skulled individuals like John De Silva. So, there you go. But anyway, Ability X ratings, you could consider these numbers. I even pointed out the key horse here in orange, which, is offered as a key in your considerations, of who might be able to win the race. So I pointed that out also Saturday before the race, that you got number 10 here is the key horse, and this is Whitmore. And, of course, this is the big favorite, Maximum Security, at 109, 2 to 1, morning line favorite. And the handicappers, went ahead and let him win the race at 6 to 5. And, personally myself, I mean, I think all the recommendations from the handicappers and the pickers, the horse pickers, I picked this horse, and so on and so forth. Number 6 here, Spun to Run, I think the name is, 2 to 1 also at 110 and high early speed, like Whitmore up here. Whitmore is very, very high. But Spun to Run's kind of high. But Maximum Security, just a touch more. 1 point less in run. Just 1 point difference, but the big difference, or bigger difference, is early speed. I mean, Maximum Security has learned what early speed to go at in order to win the race, because he's done it many, many, many times this past year. Of course, handicappers, they have no appreciation of this, and they never notice it. So, there you go. And the same thing with with number 9 here, 105. Hey, 95 early speed. Well, that's a little too fast for number 9. And since Maximum Security is a known quantity as far as going around the track today from the past, I mean, one would have to say, hey, you know what? If I'm going to bet this race, I have to bet Maximum Security, unless he comes out there in a post parade dragging a leg, So, if I'm going to bet this race. And there you go. I mean, that's what this is for you to make your own intelligent betting decision. And of course, the racetrack types like John De Silva, he hates it because you might just wander in here. You might just wander up and, bet the key horse in the 7th race. Say, hey, I think number 10 will win that, the key horse. And, oh, by the way, this this rating for this horse, 230, is just like 2 points higher than a rating I was trying to show John DeSilva a year or two ago. Was an excellent rating for this distance and top shelf racing, grade 1 type horses. I believe the actual number under discussion at that time was 228. So even John DeSilva, with John DeSilva knowing that now, if he knows anything, if he remembers anything, if he actually takes in any information, he might have just said, "Hey, look, 230, man, that's a tremendous ability for any 6 furlong race." I mean, we're talking sprinter, world champion sprinter quality here at that run number. Oh man, maybe I ought to run up there and pile on. The horse paid a big 480. But anyway, John DeSilva, he's one of those people that hates the idea that you might just wander up and say, "Hey, yeah, number 10, I think that's a pretty good rating. It's at least the lowest, so of the two. So yeah, I'm going to grab number 10. I'll figure number 10 for the 7th race. And a simple pick, a very low number in the lowest in the race, and tremendously high early speed. So if the horse could back down on that. Whitmore failed to do it, of course, but this one here, I mean, again, looking at the par, I mean, this is very close to stakes quality here, this 51. And that is such high speed that, if the horse could get this under control today, if that's what the trainer's trying to actually do, is get this under control today and a horse can actually do it, well, this horse should be able to walk away with this race. 4-1 morning line, and it seems like the morning line guy couldn't decide which one to make the favorite, but I'm sure one of them is. But hey, I just do number 10, number 12, and I'll have to figure. Let me see. Number 6 here at 15-1. He's one of the 60s. And that's the par is, so he's in the 60s here, and but he is, he's high, a high 60, so I got to figure he's got to have a little more run in the stretch, and I like the lower early speed. That seems to be the way to go most of the time. I'll just put number 6 down there. Let me see, right to him on my list, and then maximum security. 109, the favorite, and he's right in there at the lowest or lower ratings and close to the par, close to that. And it's maximum security. So, hey, this horse is quite the winning horse. So I'll just, slap him onto this pick 4 here and run up with my $2 and bet that $2 pick 4, and bada boom, bada bing, there's $1,451. And thank you very much. I mean, that's what John DeSilva really hates. The idea of is regular people like you being able to do that. And of course, you are able to do that with Ability X ratings and a little practice. So, with that, I'll say thank you for tuning in to this episode, and hopefully you'll tune in again for another exciting episode. Thank you very much.